Hey guys, welcome to another Trade Genius podcast. Bob and Phil here as always. Guys, we got a rate cut coming. It's coming September 18th at the next FOMC meeting. What does that mean for the markets? We're going to show you exactly what to expect. Let's dive in.
Trade Genius.
Well, Bob, the nice thing about markets is they are a series of patterns, and we got a pattern that looks like it's going to play out again here. Tell us about it.
It looks like they just pulled it off the shelf, Phil. I mean, it's so, look at it. I mean, it's almost identical.
Yeah.
Is that, look, we've been telling you guys, when you cut rates is when the market starts to roll over. When they raise rates is when the market lifts. And it's just a function of sell the rumor, buy the news, buy the rumor, sell the news kind of a situation. And here we're going to be pumping. We just told you about it in our podcast that went out Friday. We just told you that our expectation is for this market to pump right into Powell. Should be a brand, man. Pump into Powell, man. And you get the rate release, and then I think we fall for a month, Phil. Remember, these markets don't go down straight. They don't go up straight. And then we have the reaction, what I would call the pre-presidential election betting on, action where, hey, we think Trump's going to win. They're going to pump it. And then Trump wins. Then you get a bit of a follow through, and then reality hits again. Or they think Kamala's going to win, the market's just going to fall off a cliff, and then the pumps are going to be short-lived as big money desperately tries to get out ahead of that train wreck. So that's what we're looking at here. I mean, the analog on this, Phil, is scary. You know, my analog has always been the 2000, 2002 or the 74, 75, where commodities run, tech gets blown up. But any of these three scenarios, I think we're positioned for already, and we'll be able to profit from it. Hey everybody, it's Bob with Trade Genius. Usually I do fun ads. I talk about our service, but I want to be serious with you for a second. We've been helping a lot of people trading for a long time. As you can see here, I want to let them do the talking for me for a change. But most importantly, we want to help you too. If you have not joined our service yet, come check us out, tradelikeagenius.com. Full service. We have chat room. We have the algorithms for you. We give trades out every day. We educate you. So go to tradelikeagenius.com. Check us out. What you get out of our service is much, much more than what you put into it. And we'd like to see you in the room. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, it's looking more and more like an '07 type of analog. And maybe that segues into like a 70s analog after. But, we're looking at essentially, I think at this point, I think we're going to new all-time highs. It's just a matter of there's these two levels, maybe three levels in play. One is we just only get north of 5,800. That would imply that the move up isn't as quick as we've seen. I don't think that's the case because typically in a wave 5 impulse final leg, the move accelerates in speed. So you have a preview of what that looks like in the last few weeks with this. Then we had this sharp pullback. We should see the same type of move up in terms of trajectory and speed and time. So that would imply we're probably going to see 61. If things are really frothy, then I think you can ultimately get up to 64K. But I do agree with you. I think there's going to be a pullback, like you said, nothing in a straight line. I think that pullback comes somewhere between September 18th rate cut decision or a couple days later when we have our OPEX, right, the third Friday of September. And then we'll see a pullback after that. Seasonally, no matter what, if it's a regular year or if it's an election year, but more so an election year, you do get this profit taking ahead of the election, a pullback into October, and then this crazy rally that lasts for about 4 weeks from October into November. For things like Bitcoin, if Trump gets elected or it starts to look more and more like he is going to get elected, then I think that it's going to start pricing in a Trump election with a potential for a blow-off move on election day. So Bitcoin could just be an absolute monster here. It's been lagging equities. It has not made an all-time high since March, whereas the S&P 500 has. And I think we're going to see that catch-up move, and it's going to come very quickly. And don't be surprised if we're over 100 grand into the election if Trump looks like he's going to walk away with the win here. So I think it's an extremely exciting window here. We've been talking about this. It's finally starting to come together. And I think maybe this was just a matter of getting past Jackson Hole for this to finally get into gear and show us this blow-off move. And so I think we're about here, and I think we should see crazy movement and volatility for the next 3 weeks, Bob.
Yeah, for sure. Next 3 weeks, maybe now into the end of the year. I mean, it's going to be fun times. And guys, look, this is Phil and I speculation. So if the market tells us that something else is happening, we'll just bring it to you. But so far, it's playing out as expected. I'm still a little more bearish than Phil is on this, but I'd be happy to be wrong because I'm positioned long at the moment. So with that, guys, come trade with us. I could literally spend a whole half hour just throwing attaboys at you. We have this thing like we think pretty wired. We have good tools, and we have enough humility to know when we're wrong and to switch direction so that you can pivot. So tradelikeagenius.com, tradegenius.co. Check out our specials. I think you'll like what we do. Thanks, Phil. You guys have a great rest of your weekend.
Trade Genius.